Hello, everybody. I've got to redo this because I'm not, it's not working. There we go. Let me get rid of this and let me turn something else on here. I signed in too early to Facebook, and after a certain time, it refuses to let me in. So I will go paste, and I will go paste, and then I will go live, and okay. There we go. It's starting to go. It's starting to go. We're recording, of course, and we are up on Facebook. I think we are. Well, if we're not, screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's Monday. It's time for our little Monday get together. The reason I'm wearing my cap is because my hair hasn't been cut in weeks because Marjorie is incapable of cutting it. I'm gonna have to go to my old barber again, I think, down the street. But anyway, we got tons of people waiting to come on here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And admit all. Here we go. There they are. There they come. Here they come. Oh, there's Marjorie, and there's Andrew, and there's Edward Berger.
That's right.
And there's Glenn LaFrisco, and there's Charlene, and there is Charlie Wallace, Francine Witt, Brian Neary, Paul Levin, Mike Chisholm,
What?
Scott
Is
Bob.
it on now?
Huh?
There we go.
What did somebody?
Hello. I was trying to get my camera right because I was upside down and sideways and
Oh no,
everywhere.
it's fine. It's okay. We can see you. All right. Anyway, I don't know where Mandy wasn't here last week, and doesn't look like she's here this week. I don't know what's happened to Mandy.
Good.
Hope
Fine.
everything's okay.
Oh,
What?
I hope Mandy's having fun wherever she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What do you think? Oh, yeah,
Well, anyway, got a ton of people here. How are you guys? And
Good.
women. Because we always get a lot of women on this show too. So, how you doing, Paula?
I'm doing okay. Okay.
You doing okay?
Uh-huh. Yeah, the sun is out today. It's very cold, but it's not depressing, and that helps.
The sun's out today, isn't it, Marjorie? You were out.
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah.
Cold, but cold.
Yeah. And she went off to an appointment today. She has a I look at her calendar and it's like one doctor appointment after another. It's like it's her hobby, you know, her social engagement. Here comes Jeff Stein. Let's see here. Wow, got a lot of people. Son of a gun. Anyway, so let's see here. Didn't you recommend a movie to us last week, Paula, that you liked? I guess not. I'm trying to remember. Because yeah, we uh,
I'll tell you what I can recommend. For Hanukkah, I may have mentioned this. My kids got me the DVD of the Ken Burns Leonardo da Vinci.
oh yeah.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. It's 4 hours, and it's the art, the history, the Renaissance, everything. It's really worthwhile.
It's the first thing he hasn't done about America.
Right. And he kind of resisted it, but Walter Isaacson, who wrote a big book on Leonardo da Vinci, convinced him that it would make a great film.
And
And it has all these commentators and like historians and art historians, and it's really fun. It's wonderful. I mean, he was amazing,
yeah,
Leonardo.
yeah. We've been watching Ripley.
Okay.
good.
What do you think, Marjorie? Ripley?
Is that the one that we saw the movie of last night?
Yeah.
I think the movie is better.
I don't know. I think this one's better.
Well, that's why they have variety.
We have variety. I'm sorry, but in many ways I don't like the story at all. You know, it's just too weird. But anyway,
Did you believe it or not?
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Yeah,
Oh, God damn.
I was waiting.
Oh,
Good timing.
It took me a while.
does my hair look bad enough that I can't show my hair? Look
What
at
hair?
Look back there. What is that? I have this tuft back there. It's kind of like a colic. And at my age, I shouldn't have a colic, you know?
Wait, have I been saying cowlick incorrectly? 48
No,
years?
that's the right way to pronounce it. I don't know
Yeah.
where colic comes
I
from.
call it a
Okay.
colic.
All
But
right.
it's,
I do too.
Colic is what babies get, right?
Yeah,
Colic.
that's what I thought.
you're right.
Colic.
You're right. It is cowlick. Okay.
Colic.
I'm sorry. I
No,
don't
no, no.
I,
I'm just making
I don't know what my hair's doing anymore. Okay. So
It's somewhere else is what it is.
yeah.
It's doing it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Colic.
And what was that other picture we saw? The
Colic.
Royal Pain, or what's it called?
Oh, a real pain.
A Real Pain. Good movie.
I saw that. It was good.
Good little movie.
Yeah, it was good. Hmm.
Directed by what's his name? The guy from a whole bunch of stuff.
What was that?
Oh, him.
I saw that.
That guy who was in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that,
You
I
mean the
saw
one
that
about
one
that?
too.
No,
Wait a minute, you mean the one about that stuff?
but it's pretty. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was
I
good.
thought it was a lot of
Good.
fun.
Yeah.
And it's about this guy who goes with his cousin to see the. It's a Holocaust vacation trip,
Oh, right.
Jeez.
and
Chevy Chase.
if there were ever two people who couldn't go on the Holocaust trip, it's these guys. And it's very good. Didn't you like it, Marjorie?
It was okay.
Everything with Marjorie today is just okay.
No, what about the one that we saw the other night, the cartoon one? That was terrific.
The what?
The cartoon.
Oh, Flow.
Oh, you got to
Whoa.
see it. It's
Oh, is it
terrific.
good?
It's wonderful.
Right
What-
on.
Wait a minute. Wait, I don't hear my earphone. Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
We can hear you.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah, but I can't hear me.
Nobody wants to hear you.
That's okay.
Maybe. Oh, that's the reason why I didn't have my earphone set right. Okay. Anyway, so
That's Alex's definition of hell when he can't hear himself.
yeah.
Right?
Anyway, Flow is an animated cartoon. It actually won at the Golden Globes, and it's an
Wonderful.
animated cartoon
Wonderful.
about a cat, and the world kind of comes to an end, gets flooded.
Yeah.
And he has to survive, and he has to survive with the help of some other animals who don't like each other, you know. But by the end, they learn that survival is important to all of them, you know.
So is that FLOW Flow?
Yeah, Flow.
Okay, and what's it on?
I stole it.
I don't have that.
What kind of recommendation is that?
Well, it will be on the Criterion channel in a couple of weeks. And I subscribe to the Criterion channel, so. But it's just a wonderful, wonderful animation. And the guy must have a cat because he's got cats down perfectly. The way they clean themselves. You know, there's one shot where the cat is going and he's picking on a certain spot, you know, like cats will do. And then he goes down and licks his private parts or her private parts. And it's the male or female. But it's adorable, but on the other hand, it has a meaning, you know. So you're obviously someplace, Len LaFrisco. Where are you?
That would be Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
really?
look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
My wife and I's 10th anniversary. So
Oh,
Wonderful.
that's what we did. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 10th anniversary this last Friday. So we came on a little jaunt.
oh, wow. Well, you look like you're enjoying yourselves and you've got sunny weather
And I have a cocktail.
and you have a cocktail. That's
Thanks for the wonderful pictures. Gorgeous.
Oh yeah, thanks, Charlie. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's small. It's not crowded. all inclusive, adults only. It's perfect.
Mhm. Can you get kidnapped there?
Not yet. I've been trying. Nobody wants me.
We couldn't afford Porta Vallarta, so we went to Porta Potty.
Well, that's two you've struck home runs with today.
Yeah. You should probably
The
quit
first
while
thing
you're
I
ahead.
said. I got 2 points for one. That was Brian.
Wait a minute. Who? Oh, it was Brian who made the
That was
right.
Brian.
Yeah, believe it or not.
We're not keeping score though.
Hey, Len, I'm going through Livermore right now off of 84. What was your address again?
You're not going to find anything there, trust me.
Oh, God.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful down here.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Marjorie and I have taken another vacation, but she has some
You do.
she has some medical stuff coming up, so it's going to be a while.
Okay.
Maybe I'll
We'll
go on
get
a
there.
vacation all by myself. Is that okay?
Come to
with you,
San
Marjorie?
Francisco, for Christ's sake, man. You need to come out to San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take care of your lady first.
Well, she can take care of herself.
She can pick up herself at the airport or at the hospital. She'll be fine. Oh, too soon, huh?
Well, every time she goes to a doctor's appointment, now I say, "Do you need me to come with you?" Because
Good answer.
because I don't want her to do with what she did with the thing where I didn't pick her up at the hospital.
Yeah,
That's smart
That's
thinking.
a major spinal surgery.
See, there it is again. She can't let go of it.
Why should I?
We should mention that it was the second of your spinal surgeries because they got the first one wrong.
Yikes.
So what?
Because spinal
Pick her up.
surgeries are minor. The more you have, right?
Yeah.
The more you have.
Right. The
Yeah.
second one, yeah,
We-
more minor than the first one. So that's not important, right?
Yeah.
we should just pick a date and get a resort in Cancun, and anybody who can meet us there for the week, fly down there for the week.
I like
Cancun
it.
is on the
Idea.
other side of Mexico. Cancun's a nice place. Everybody's
Well,
sort of
you want to
centrally
go
located.
someplace
We all
where
meet
we
there.
well, you want to go someplace where we can all get kidnapped at the same time?
It's actually quite safe here. It really is.
Oh yeah, it's the border where you got to watch out.
And
Alex.
that's the last we heard of Len LaFrisco.
Yeah. See, I'm not going to show up next week, and you'll go, "What the hell?"
Yeah, they're just all jealous. That's what that is.
Well,
I know.
I'm
The
beginning
truth,
to think-
Alex.
I'm beginning to think Mandy was kidnapped or something.
Yeah,
Because I haven't heard from her
some
since
stuff.
New Year. What?
She posted pictures of her yard full of snow in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Really
The Mexico thing's a myth. Most people who get in trouble in Mexico are either right at the border or they're going
Yeah.
places where they shouldn't be.
I'll tell you what,
I've driven the whole country. I've worked in every state but 2, and I've never once had an issue ever.
What
Yeah,
what did you say, Len?
No, it's safe down here. I don't feel uncomfortable at all. It's fine.
It's not as safe as California is right now.
Los Angeles? I have a burning question about that.
Oh,
Northern California is doing just fine.
The other thing I wanted to say, we had a 6.2 earthquake here the other night, 2 nights ago at 2:00 in the morning.
what do you mean in Puerto Vallarta?
Yeah, it was a big one.
No kidding. Wow.
You had to
Yeah.
go to Puerto Vallarta to get an earthquake?
Yeah. It was a good one. This place was. I'm on the 7th floor, and this place was rolling and rocking.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing left of Los Angeles. I mean, it's
Oh, I know.
it's
sad.
it's
Very
horrible. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah.
And Trump isn't going to do anything to help them.
No.
He was talking about making the government disappear and the federal government taking over the state.
Yeah.
Because they're so poorly managed. I guess he's
Mike
never
Chisholm,
tried
you
the
better
delicious-
save up some room.
Yeah, once he gets done with Canada and the Kamala Canal. I'm sorry, Panama.
One, baby.
And the
Well,
Gulf of America.
what's happening though is that it's really gotten so bad down there that I don't know how long it's going to take them to recover. I mean, I remember when we had the marina and we had the earthquake, we had pretty well recovered in a year.
Mm.
You know, it was
No way.
There's
what?
no way they can build back those houses in a year. It's going to
Yeah.
take
Well,
years
look
to
at
recover.
Lahaina, Maui, Lahaina. They haven't rebuilt at all.
Well, you know what happened there is a lot of real estate in people went in there and bought up all the land.
Sure.
Just went into people and said, "Ah, your place is a mess. So you want so much money," and got got them dirt cheap. That's what you're going to see is going to happen in Southern California. It's going to be like all big time real estate people doing it, you know?
How do
Yeah.
they do that? They can't get insurance.
Well, no, it
That's
isn't matter
true.
they can't get insurance. The real estate people go in and buy up all the property. The property doesn't need insurance. Buildings need insurance.
Yeah,
Right.
but why would anybody? It doesn't sound like a profitable venture
Oh,
to
it's very
Oh,
profitable.
yeah, they can develop it.
If
Yeah.
you get those things for pennies on the dollar,
Mhm.
people want to get out of there and they want to be.
But people, you think people would still buy,
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. That's
even if they don't have insurance. They would. That doesn't make any
no,
sense.
but no, you don't understand though. What I'm saying, Paula, is real estate people go in there, invest,
Yeah, I got that. I did understand.
buy the property,
Yeah.
and whoever wants to build back on that property, they either sell them the property or maybe they'll build it back themselves. And they can get insurance. There's always insurance somewhere if you want to pay.
Somebody will.
You know,
Right.
it's like when a lot of these insurance companies stopped insuring California property, the people who were told you no longer have insurance did have places to go to get insurance. Now, maybe it would cost them more, but they still had, they were able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chances of another wildfire in that same place where everything's burnt is pretty slim.
Right.
So the land values are going to be strong.
Well, the problem is that some of it had burned about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and the brush had grown back
Mm.
enough that it could catch fire. So, saying you're going to wait, what are the chances this could happen again? I think if it were to happen again, they should actually require people to build their houses in certain ways where there's not a lot of brush around the house, as an example. Where the
A
house,
steel
Cement tile roofs.
What?
Yeah, they're talking about steel roofs also, requiring steel roofs.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of different things they're going to do to make it, better. I mean, in the marina, they came in and they redid all the foundations in the marina, whether the houses were hit or not. And they put in what they call floating foundations, which let a building last better in an earthquake. So, but every place you live, there's some kind of, thing that can happen to you that way. What is it up in Canada, Mike Chisholm? What kind of calamity can attack you besides Donald Trump?
No, where I am, we've actually had wildfires in the Okanagan Valley here, where the Pacific Northwest gets them. In Washington, we get the same things. But
does it affect property?
Well, we've had in Kelowna here in 2003, we had a pretty catastrophic wildfire, and then 2 years ago, we had a real scare with it. And yeah, there are people who they have to do, like you said, they have to go into alternate insurance places, and the insurance does go up and things like that. But the wildfire is the one that will affect us as well, where I am.
Do the wildfires interfere with your polar bear attacks up there?
Thank goodness, no. Thank goodness the bears get to still keep doing their thing.
Well, we should have been.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we should have been raking our forests like we were told to do 4 years ago.
Right. What were you going to say, Mike?
No, it was a bit of a change of subject. I'm fascinated with all this fire and insurance talk and all that sort of stuff. But Marjorie, do you have a cat pillow? Is that what you're sitting on? Is that a big cat pillow?
Show your pillow, Marjorie. This is
it is a cat pillow.
She got
Love
me one
it.
to look, and it has arms on it and everything.
Oh, aw.
Great.
Right on.
And she's found that's been very good for her back, so she got me one, and I'm going to put it in the guest room.
Yeah, it is.
But our
It makes
cleaning
it
woman,
up
when she
straight.
made the bed and everything, put up pillows and then put that one in the front. It was like this huge sitting in our bed. Wonderful.
Plus, it's adorable.
It is. Oh, absolutely. I just wish they had them in like other things, like, you know. But so it's been comfortable. It's comfortable, right, Marjorie?
Yeah, it helps my back.
Yeah, because she's got some pinched nerves. You know, if it isn't one thing, it's another.
That's true.
You got to get yourself healed, my dear, so we can go on vacations. You know?
I'm ready.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we going to go back to recommending movies?
Well, sure.
Must
I
we?
saw.
Now that you've changed the subject.
Yeah.
I appreciate the latitude you're giving me. My wife and I went and saw Better Man last night, and it is one of the best. I loved it so much.
Better Man?
Better Man. It's the
Never-
Robbie Williams story.
The what story?
Who?
There's a pop star who was around. He made quite the mark around the world, named Robbie Williams. And
Oh yeah, I've heard about this movie. Yeah.
yeah, and it's as a straight ahead biopic. If he would have played himself, it still would have worked. They filmed it on film. They did some very inventive things, but they turned his main character into a monkey, and did the
I
entire
read
movie,
about
Robbie
that.
Williams as a monkey, and it was. My wife cried 3 times in it. It was absolutely spectacular.
Well, that's
Love
only
it.
because
Wow.
it's only because you were stepping on her foot.
It was very, very, very clever in how it was done, and it was filmed on film, which I loved. It was
Really?
it felt like
That's
it was from the '90s. It was really, really good.
I'll tell you, this show Ripley, the photography, it's all in black and white,
Wow.
and they do an incredible job of the photography. Just amazing.
Yeah, but the show sucks.
No, it doesn't. Now you're saying it sucks. Before you just said it was okay.
Well, compared to the talented Mr. Ripley,
Well, I think Talented Mr. Ripley was a terrible movie.
no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. I don't care, you know.
I'm glad to see you're feeling better, Marjorie.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Anyway.
What about the Dylan movie? Has anybody seen that? I haven't yet.
I saw it.
What'd you think?
It's all right.
What's that mean?
I'll tell you this: I saw it with my
High
parents.
praise.
I saw it a week ago with my parents, and the whole time, as I was sitting there, my dad was humming. He was humming every
Wait a
single.
minute. He's not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go over to Wicked and do that.
Right.
It was like my dad's in his 70s, and he's like I think I mentioned on here before. He's going through dementia and stuff. So we weren't sure what it was going to be like going to take him to it, but I was just so happy because to hear my dad just softly, and you couldn't hear him unless you were sitting right beside him, but he literally hummed every song that was represented in that movie.
Well, I kind of remember the joke. I think that who was it that hosted the Golden Globes this year? What's her name?
Glazer, Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer?
She had a joke. She said, I went to the movies the other day and I finally had to look back and tell somebody to stop because he was singing what's the song from Wicked? He kept singing
Defying gravity.
he kept singing Defying Gravity. And what was terrible about it was we were watching Conclave.
Oh,
Not bad. Not bad.
I like the
That's good.
Dylan movie though. I think the Dylan movie is worth seeing for sure.
Here's my objection to it. All right. What I hate in movies is when somebody wins an Academy Award for doing a good impression.
yes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
Totally
think that's
agree.
acting. I think that's imitating, actually.
Right. I agree.
You know, that's
Yep.
impersonation. Well, here is a movie full of nothing but impersonations.
Mhm.
And I don't know that makes a movie great. You know?
You feel the same way about Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah, I couldn't even watch it.
Really?
Watch it. Yeah. No.
Wow.
You know, I mean, if you want to do something about the person, then do a documentary. Show an actual
Exactly.
person
Yeah.
performing. You know,
Yeah.
don't get somebody to do an impression. Oh yeah, Timothy Chalamet is really good at doing Dylan. So am I if I want to. Yeah, come on. You know.
Yeah, it's got to be more than that. Like, the movie make you feel something, and the movie certainly made me feel something. But I got a question about you. Okay, Dustin Hoffman wins the Academy Award for Rain Man.
Mhm.
Okay, so based on a real dude, but
Right.
did he deserve the Academy Award for it?
In that case, you're dealing with somebody that nobody really knows. He's
That's
not a
unknown.
talent. You're
Right,
not dealing
right,
with
right.
somebody who has a talent. You're dealing with somebody who lived, and now you're not imitating him so much as you're playing a part that was him. You know, it's a different
Mhm.
animal.
So by that logic, if
Yeah.
I am a guy that's never heard of Bob Dylan before, I have permission to enjoy this new movie.
Well, I mean, you can enjoy it anyway. I don't care. I'm not stopping you. I'm just
No, I'm just
that's the thing that would bother me the most. And you know, he'll be nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
And there was one year, there were actually 4 years in a row that both the Best Actor and Best Actress all won for doing impressions.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx for Ray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had the guy who did Idi Amin Dada. You had I can't remember. There were a ton of there were just every year all the people who won, and I'm going, yeah, but you know there were some acting performances there rather than impersonations, and those people didn't win it, you know. And it's just me personally, you know. Especially because I've known or met a lot of the people that were in these movies, and to see an impression of them, I really don't care. If they're dead, okay, you can't. You know, I might give you some latitude.
Well, how about Sylvester Stallone as Rocky? I mean, he was impersonating himself.
But we didn't know that.
He didn't know it at the time, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's total crap.
My favorite part of the Dylan movie, my mom is very sweet, and she says very sweet, naive things, and just sometimes completely bonkers and way off base, but they make me laugh. We were leaving the theater, and my mom said, she goes, "Oh, I really like Bob Dylan. He's like a Canadian. He's like an American Leonard Cohen." And that just made me laugh.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it made me laugh and laugh and laugh. Oh, I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, you know, I mean, I want to go see. I'm interested in seeing the movie because it's a lot of how the village was at that time, in spite of the fact that I think they filmed this, I think in Canada somewhere. I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
But they didn't film it in New York.
Sure made me want to go to New York, though.
Well, I mean, the things like the Chelsea Hotel and stuff, which I think actually they did photograph, but they did the actual rebuild of the village somewhere else. I think maybe it was in the United States. Might have been over New Jersey somewhere. But they didn't, you know, they didn't do any CGI or go down to the village and put new fronts up because everything has really changed that much in all that time that it would be very hard to recreate it. So literally build a set, as it were. So, but you like the movie, right, Edward?
Yep, yep.
Yep.
The Times had A.J. Weberman's opinion about it.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A.J. Weberman was the Dylanologist. This was a guy who took every one of his lyrics and tried to interpret what he was meaning. And he also used to go through Dylan's garbage.
Yeah.
Right? And steal stuff from Dylan's garbage. Yeah, he was known. He also called himself the Dylan Garbanologist or something. He called it garbology, and he could look through his. And one day, finally, Dylan caught him going through his garbage, and he was coming up on a bicycle, Dylan, and he just jumped off the bicycle. It kept rolling, and he literally jumped Weberman. and started
Wow.
pounding on him and telling him, "Don't you ever do this again." Well, Weberman played me a phone call. Every time Dylan would call him to tell him to stop it, okay, he would record the conversations.
Awesome.
And then he would play the conversation for me. And in one of them, Dylan says something that is so Dylan, it still rings in my ears. He says, "I can't believe you, Weberman."
Deep, man.
That's awesome.
But Weberman was Dylan hated me. And the reason Dylan hated me is he felt I created AJ Weberman. And how I had AJ Weberman on my radio shows here is one day I was at this I don't know, can't remember, some festival. I think it was there was a media festival up in Connecticut or someplace like that. Anyway, we went to this thing and it was out there at a very famous college that's out in the woods. And so we were walking the woods all the time, you know, and we're all on acid. Everybody at this thing was on LSD at the same time. And I meet up with this guy, and he says, "My name is AJ Weberman." I said, "Oh, nice to meet you, AJ. What do you do?" He says, "Oh, I'm a Dylanologist." He said, "I interpret all of the Bob Dylan songs, right?" And I go, "Oh, that's very nice." And he said, "I sure like to be on your show." I said, "Sure, why not? I'm stoned on acid. I don't care." So about a week later, I get a call from AJ Weberman. He wants to come on the show, and so I let him come on the show. And he was fun to have on, you know. I mean, kind of wacky, you know. So I had him on a couple of other times, and finally, Dylan got this idea that I had invented AJ Weberman.
Oh, jeez.
And would never talk to me. He would never come on my show or anything. You know, even though I've been in his presence while he was recording at Atlantic Records.
Wow.
When he was recording with what's his name, the guy who did Mendocino and songs like that. I'm trying to remember now. I can't remember names anymore. And it was a recording session, and I went to it, and Dylan decided to show up at the recording session and just kind of sit in. And that's the only time I've ever seen Dylan personally.
That's cool.
He wanted nothing to do with me. He hated me.
I met him backstage when I was going to college at LSU. I met him backstage when I was on the stage crew, and he was just milling around and said hello, and that was it. But
yeah. Did he say,
Yeah,
"I can't believe you, Weberman"? No.
You know what he said? He said, "Fuck that Alex Bennett guy," is what he said.
Who hasn't said that?
Yeah, right.
When I found out that he hated me because he thought I invented AJ Weberman, I got on the air and I said, "Bob, if you're listening, I didn't invent AJ Weberman. You invented AJ Weberman. You know, you went and created a myth of Bob Dylan that you kind of nobody could get close enough to Bob Dylan to find out who he actually was. So everybody started imposing things upon him, imprinting things upon him." And I said, you know, the AJ Weberman wouldn't have existed without Bob Dylan.
Of course not.
So it's not my fault. It's your fault, Bob. I can't believe you, Bennett. But I'm glad to hear it. You thought it was a good movie, though. As a movie, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about I think the first, 5 years of his life in the village, and so on. He came to the village.
I heard Joan Baez on a radio show talking about the fact that she was the one that promoted him originally. Apparently, that was the story anyway.
I'd say that's kind of true. Yeah, because she was already established. She was a major folkie. And when she put her blessing on Bob Dylan, it helped a great deal. When she sang with him, I think at Newport, that was a thing that imprinted it on everybody.
Yeah.
But
all the stuff you guys just talked about is touched on in the film for sure. And there's a lot of Pete Seeger in it too.
I'm sure. Yeah. I knew Pete. No, not really well, but well enough. he'd come on my show every now and then. Can I say this? I always found Pete Seeger boring.
I find most folk singers
I liked
boring.
him. He was okay. He was a fine guy, a decent person, But I just thought he was awfully boring. When one of my producers would book him on my show, and I never turn him down because he's Pete Seeger. But he would come on, and I would start falling asleep during the interview.
Well, when I was in college, Pete Seeger, this was in Philly, at Temple University in Philly. We couldn't we couldn't invite him because he was a red. That was when he was being investigated by the House HUAC, House American Activities Committee.
I'm sure he was, but who cares?
Right.
That is also touched on in the movie.
It's just that in America, we always have to have some people we're going to imprint upon them the fact that they are a danger to America.
And he was this gentle soul.
Yeah. I always liked it that what's his name, Woody Guthrie, who was the ultimate folkie, I would imagine in most cases, had imprinted on his guitar. He wrote on his guitar, "This guitar kills fascists." And I often thought that was brilliant. That was a guy I wish I could have met. He supposedly was amazing. I did know Arlo, but I went up to Stockbridge, up to where they had where Alice's restaurant took place, and got to know all the people involved in that song, including Alice Brock, and the restaurant, and the church where they turned into a gathering place and all of that, and it was really something. But anyway, but Dylan, I mean, when he started off, Dylan was just trying to be he trying to be another Woody Guthrie. That's what he was trying to be, even dressed like Guthrie, Guthrie had that kind of hat, that Dylan used to wear all the time. And so anyway, you want to see it, Marjorie, or can you wait?
I can wait.
Okay. Because we know where to get these movies from, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's funny. Most of these films within a month wind up on pay-per-view. They're easily available.
But it's not the same as seeing a movie in a movie house
I disagree with you, Paula, 100%.
I know you do. I know you do.
Because if you got a screen big enough like we do in our bedroom, and you've got the surround sound like we do in our bedroom.
It's close.
Well, what you're getting on that screen in the movie theater? You're getting a video projection now.
Of course you would.
So what am I getting at home? I'm getting a video projection. It doesn't.
And $10 popcorn.
Yeah. Yep.
I miss the $10 popcorn. Yeah, but I'm just saying that I can sit there and I've got surround sound. Plus, I do have one other advantage. When I have to take a leak, I put it on pause and I go to the bathroom, where in a theater, I have to come back and ask Marjorie what happened.
Right.
And when
you put your phone down and put all other gadgets away when you watch a movie at home.
Put all other gadgets away? What do you mean?
Yeah, you like your telephone and.
Well, she keeps watching what is it that you watch?
Instagram.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Instagram. You watch Instagram during a movie.
See, there's the difference right there. You go to a movie theater,
through, and then every now and then she'll show me a dog face and say, "Oh, look at him. Isn't that cute?" I'm going, you don't realize every dog has the same expression on their face.
They don't.
And you're just imposing on them a face. Okay. But basically, dogs do not smile. They don't. Now, maybe they have a smile all the time because of the way their mouth is formed or whatever. But they don't
smile.
They don't suddenly go.
Yes, they do.
Right. Don't do that.
Yes, they do.
They don't. Their level of happiness is different than your level of happiness. You know.
The dogs
It's a
laugh.
dog somewhere watching, saying, "You see this Alex guy? He never doesn't know what he's
Yeah.
talking."
Next time, show him a mirror and see what.
All these humans look exactly alike. Yeah.
Dylan's right about Alex.
Well, I mean, how many would agree with me that really cats don't have facial expressions?
Of course they do.
We
You agree with me,
project our.
Mike, right, Mike? Or you disagree with me?
I disagree with you, Ben. We have
Me
two cats. They're
too.
hilarious.
I agree with you, Mike.
Yeah, they're
They
hilarious.
do have personality differences.
Yes.
No, that I agree with you, but I'm saying they don't. They don't have facial expressions.
Yes, they do.
When a cat is out of their mind on catnip and their eyes are so wide, or their pupils are dilated to the point where they look like moons or something, they're completely different facial expressions.
I had one cat that did have an expression, and the expression was, all of a sudden his mouth would be open, and it would stay that way. And I go, Shabbos, close your mouth. And I'd hit his jaw and he'd close his mouth.
That's funny.
But that was the only time I ever saw a real expression on my cat's face. They do have personalities and they do have relationships with you, but as to whether their face actually changes any kind of shape, I think we as humans have that ability to read our faces.
Their expressions change by the angle of their head, their ear position, their eyes.
Oh,
showing you their teeth, showing you their tongue, mouth open, mouth closed.
Right.
They don't have expressive cheeks like humans do, but they
I might go along.
They express their mood by the position and
yeah. Well, this is why
if your cat is tired and it's got the eyes that are kind of opening and closing and it's all hung out kind of like they're stoned, right? There's that look. And then you play with that same cat with the ball of yarn and they got the crazy look on their face. You can't tell me those are the same facial expressions.
you certainly can tell the expression when you tell your dog he did something wrong.
Oh yeah. No, it's not the same as dogs. That's for sure.
Any of you ever get your pet stoned?
Yeah.
Well, I found out with cats, you get them stoned and it's pretty much the way they are all the time anyway. But I had one cat who we blew some pot in his face and we came back a half hour later and he was lying on his back asleep.
Did you ever have a cat get you stoned?
Huh?
Did you ever have a cat that got you stoned?
No.
Just asking for a friend.
I don't know. I had a cat once. I walked in on him and he was chopping up lines of coke. I don't know what was wrong with that cat. I had the best cat in the world. Shabbos was my cat. He and I had this bond. He was like my guru, and
his name was Shabbos?
His name was Shabbos. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. I had a female cat we named Yontiv.
That's better.
I had a dog named Yenta.
However, you're going to be very mad at me. We had a dog named Kipper.
Kipper?
Because we got him on Yom Kippur.
Oh, that's terrible.
You should say that's terrible.
That's cute.
I used to have two Akitas, Shiksa and Yenta.
Really?
Yeah. When I lived in Brazil, we had two guard dogs, Shiksa and Yenta.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, we named our cats. We let's see, we had Yontov and we had Shabbos, and I think then we stopped naming them after religious things. But Shabbos was the best cat ever. He was just terrific. And there was Charlie too. Charlie was the other cat I loved. Charlie was my pal, so much my pal that when I'd be lying in bed, he would come over to me, sit next to me, and then put his paw around my shoulder and watch television with me. I miss them. They were wonderful animals, And the fact that I still remember them more than I remember some people, does something about their impression upon me in my life, But I loved them. Charlene, you have any animals?
Not right now. actually we all lived together with the kids. We had a dog. Her name was Rory, and now my son Joey has Rory. So we still see her all the time.
Oh, really? How old's the dog?
7, I think 7 or 8.
Okay.
But I always had animals my whole life, cats and dogs.
You know, Marjorie and I would both of us would love to get a cat or 2 cats. I don't want a dog because I don't want to walk the damn thing. Okay? I don't want to go
Get a
pick
dog walker.
Well, I don't want to go picking up poop for him because I kind of imagine that if there are aliens watching this planet and they see people walking around picking up poop for a dog, their immediate thought is the dogs are the master. You know. But cats, I love cats. And they're very good if you live in an apartment, you know.
Yeah.
They don't care whether they go out or not. And
Len, move your thumb.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Wow. How's this? That better?
Yeah.
Ordering 1 taco?
Yeah.
No, but I loved, we would get a couple of cats, actually. I believe in getting 2 cats because they company for each other when you're gone. Okay. But we're, at our age, who knows how long we're going to last. And I don't want to leave an animal behind. And also we want to do some traveling, and who takes care of our cat,
Right.
So, I mean, we take care of other people's cats. They bring them over, drop them off at our place, and they hang out with us. But I don't think they come pick up our cats and take them out to their place, So we don't have any animals for that reason. Marjorie, in fact, this is so cute. Marjorie occasionally does things that are so adorable that I almost want to cry.
There we go.
I want to get a cat. I want to get a cat. And I kept telling her, at our age, how long are we going to live? The cat will be without people. The cat will have to go somewhere else and all of that. And it's not right of us to do to a cat. And she was so into getting a cat. She bought all the cat stuff.
Oh, wow.
She bought a box, didn't you? What you bought the box? Did you buy the
climber thing?
You bought the we still have that somewhere?
Yeah, the bowls.
The bowls, yeah, we have those.
Oh boy.
But what's her name uses when she comes. Yeah, but she bought like all the cat accessories. And when I found out and I said, I don't know if we should get a cat, I felt so bad. Because she'd just gone out, get it, and we're getting ready to have a cat, So I'm sorry, Marjorie.
It's okay. The stuff is still here.
But I found that adorable about you. There's some things just make me kind of cry a little,
Maybe you could foster a cat here and there.
Foster a cat?
Yeah. Foster a cat,
Well, somebody suggested if we're older and we're afraid about getting a kitten because, the kitten would have to get along without us, that we go out and we get a cat at the ASPCA who's like 10 years old.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Right.
Get an older cat. And I've talked to people and I said, we get an older cat. They were bonding with other people, and they don't have your imprint on them. And they said, no, they said they got an older cat and the cat was the best one they ever had. And it bonded with them and it was a wonderful experience,
Huh.
But you better go out and get some of that animal insurance because they get old. It used to be you went to a vet, even if the dog had something horrible with them, you'd go take him to vet and the vet would give you a $15 bill,
Right.
And you'd say, how do these guys even make money? Now, my God, you'll pay to begin with, most people don't have animal insurance, but you'll be paying top dollar for animals.
Yeah.
I have a client who just took $7,000 out of their investment account to do a surgery for their dog.
Holy crap.
That's gonna give them probably another 18 months with them.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That's something. I
Just go out and buy another $2 cat.
Go Do you have any pets, Scott?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. What'd you do?
My last dog had bladder cancer, and he went to the great
Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah, yep. He went to the Rainbow Bridge without surgery. Yep.
If somebody's had dogs who died or a cat who died, they always these days can tell you what they died of. In the old days, they just went, "My cat died."
Died, yeah.
I don't know what happened to mine, but we moved to Springfield and I can't find him.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we had 2 cats and we had to put them down both in the last 5 years, in 2021 and 2023. And so, you know, we didn't know what we were going to do, if we were going to get another one or not. We wanted to grieve our last one. And so actually it was Don Giller had told me, you know, get rid of everything out of the house immediately when we had to put our second one down. It was good advice. And we didn't know that we were actually going to get cats again. And then somebody, they weren't from the SPCA, but somebody said to us, hey, I know this lady, she has to move. And she's got these 2 cats that are bonded to each other. And they sent us some pictures. And I mean, immediately, as soon as they sent the pictures, we were like, oh no, because, you know, the feelings start. And we took them. And they're older, like 8 and 6, right? But they're very bonded to each other. And the alternative was going to be that they separated them. And that tugged on our heartstrings. And plus, you know, we thought it was a sign that the universe was ready for us to. So about 6 months ago, we got them. Or maybe 4 months ago, whatever. If you guys go for an older cat, it's awesome. Don't think it won't bond with you. It just takes a little bit of effort. It took a couple months to, you know, for them to get used to the new setting.
We'll be dead by then.
And then they'll eat you.
I hope not.
Well,
they're totally
one of the saddest things that ever happened to me is I had to put my dog down. Well, what it was is I looked at him and said, "We like the cat better."
I saw that one.
You saw that one coming?
Yeah.
I don't want to put him.
Actually, you must have been listening to my show too often.
You don't want to put the dog down. Don't pick the damn thing up.
That's right.
I like the way people make it nicer. We had to put him down. What?
Yeah.
You know. No, you actually took him off to the vet who killed him. You know.
We had a vet come to our place actually.
Huh?
There's one in town here. The vet came to our place.
Oh, really?
Which was
what was the vet's name? Kevorkian?
You know what? I remember the business name. It was Noah's Ark. She called herself Noah's Ark Veterinary Services, which was I thought.
Wow.
Speaking of Kevorkian, by the way, you know, he had his what do they call it? His death machine.
Bam.
You know, and so I figured, boy, you know, how long was he in the lab putting this thing together? And then one day he showed a picture of it, and it was like something with something hanging from it, and it was another piece of wood sticking out. It was just the most crappy looking thing you've ever seen in your life. Have you seen it, Scott?
No, but I can imagine.
Yeah. It was just nothing, you know.
I'll make you one.
You make me one?
They're fun to play
when
with.
you need it. You don't need it now.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, you don't.
I think Hasbro has a Kevorkian game that you can buy your kids.
Well, I don't know how long I'm going to live, but I want to live to be at least 110.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So I can be a crutch
burden on society.
Burden on society. Yeah.
On a Smucker's car.
Marjorie, on the other hand, would like to die tomorrow. I think, right, Marjorie?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, stop it!
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, she has a lot of different things with pain, and I can understand it. Sometimes you can have you get so much pain so often, you just say, "Hey, I wish I were dead." You know, it would be better for this.
And you're a pain in the ass.
Oh, there it is. There's the machine. Boy, is that scientific.
Where is that?
That's
look at that thing
with Kevorkian. Yeah.
Jesus.
And it's a wood frame with little wing nuts on the side of it. Oh yeah. You got that thing at Home Depot.
You
I'll
worried
tell you
someone's gonna get a
though,
splinter
the
your
complete
last day?
opposite though. When I lived here in New York the first time, I suddenly got a person who became a friend of mine, good friend of mine. His name was Peter Heimlich. His father invented the Heimlich maneuver.
No shit.
kidding.
One time I said, you know,
man.
your husband, your father is one of the greatest men in history. He saved so many lives with
Yeah.
that little procedure. He says, yeah, I know. He said, but I don't, you know, I don't usually let people know he's my father, although they'll make jokes to me about, you know,
Right.
my name being Heimlich, but I knew him. So
Yeah, no
Wow.
residuals for that, I don't think.
what?
No.
No residuals for that.
No.
No what?
Residuals.
No residual.
Resi-
No.
I would like to go out to lunch with him one day.
Yeah.
Talk about what he's been doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to know him. And if you then choke on something, you're
Yeah, right.
Right.
you know.
Right.
No, that he literally saved millions of lives. You know, we don't know how many lives he saved, but that maneuver saved lives. It's a very simple maneuver.
Yep.
In fact, I know how to Heimlich myself.
Mhm.
So, Paula, how you been feeling out there in Ohio?
There's an abrupt turn there. I'm feeling just fine. Thank you very much.
Good. We want you to feel fine because when are you coming out to see us again?
Well, now that I know that you have a cat to embrace me, you know, a pillow to embrace me as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, that pillow I'm gonna put it in the guest room.
In the guest room. It's a beautiful room, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great place for a person to stay. It's, you know, outside of the fact I have some of my stuff in there, you know.
Oh, well, you can move that around.
Well, that's what happens to a second room like that in most houses. It becomes a repository for stuff, you know.
But it has interesting things in a bookcase and pictures and it's
Oh
quite
yeah, oh yeah.
and the view from the window is great.
My parents years ago when we lived in North Beach, we had an apartment, and it was a 3-bedroom apartment, if I remember correctly. There were 3 bedrooms in the apartment. Well, there's 3 rooms in the apartment, and the main room was a living room. We never used the living room. Never.
Yep.
So everything got stored in there. We never used the living room. We used the kitchen. I had a bedroom. My parents had a room. We had there was like a porch. It would have been a porch if a top was off of it, but it was an extension out from the apartment. Lived up on Filbert Street in San Francisco in North Beach. And it was wonderful. But that one room, never used it, you know, never ever used it. Just where do we just got something? Where do we put the boxes? Put them in the living room. You know, it was weird. But anyway, so anyway, here we are. It's the first of the year now. Are you getting used to the new year? Are you still, you know, that old joke about I'm still putting 2024 on my checks doesn't really work anymore. Because anything you pay immediately that's stamped with the right date. Although I started writing 2026 on stuff. I don't know why.
Wow.
I completely
Still
skipped.
planning ahead?
Huh? Yeah, I'm
planning on living on.
Yeah, exactly. Now, where are you, Jeff? Doesn't look like you're up in Connecticut.
No, I'm in Florida right now.
You're in Florida. And how long are you guys going to be in Florida?
Well, I think it's 4 months.
4 months.
Wow.
Yeah, but we go back and forth.
Mhm.
You know, there's a party that we're supposed to go to. Got to go to there in the city, and you know, other kind of things.
Well, when you guys get back here, we have to do lunch again.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know,
By the way, we only have about 40 seconds left, and Don Geller hasn't called yet.
Better check on him.
He's like
Here he
Beetlejuice.
comes.
Now you said his name.
Well check.
Yeah.
Somebody check on Mandy to make sure she's okay. Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Don's okay. We don't need to check on him. He's okay.
Where are you? You're home now, right, Brian?
Yes.
You notice what I'm wearing today?
Yeah, I saw the hat. Yes.
It's a really good hat too. These are really nicely, and they're stylish.
Oh,
Yeah, they're really good. This is his company.
right.
That makes testing materials and stuff. There's Len LaFrisco's thumb again.
Oh, sorry. I'm holding it with two hands. The phone's heavy. Leave me alone.
You know what you should get? You should get yourself one of those little selfie sticks that have.
I know.
Just get a book.
Yeah. It's almost over now.
Anyway, hey, listen, we've kind of run out of time here. Wow, it's
Crazy.
nice. I just love this. You people are just like your family now, And I know you're very protective of this. If anybody wants to call, that's fine, but you got to be good, and these guys have to like you.
That's right.
But
yeah.
Thanks to Marjorie for
You're welcome.
being by today. Get well, dear.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon. What's for dinner?
Surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise.
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 Leftover.
I bought a couple of other things we can have, like pad thai, and I bought some short ribs.
Those are good.
Anyway, I just they're all Costco stuff, So anyway, hey, listen, Andrew Deutsch, great seeing you, Andrew. Always a pleasure. And Len LaFrisco, we're jealous of you being down there in where is it again?
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Beautiful.
And Charlene Solis, you're down there you're up in the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, I'm in Dublin.
Yeah, we don't have anybody here from Southern California at all. So, Charlie Wallace, thank you. Thanks to Francine Witt. Thanks to Brian Neary. Now tell me, does that cat have an expression on its face?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of bliss.
Disgust.
Disdain for human being.
Yeah, yes.
I like, what was it? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe, to the Galaxy.
Galaxy.
In which the highest life form were mice. And they're just sitting here watching us as an experiment. Anyway, thank you very much, Brian, for showing us the cat, for showing us your pussy.
No comment.
Wow.
Paula, always a pleasure seeing you there. Mike Chisholm, great having you. And he's going to be on my show on Thursday because we did a whole bunch of interviews and so on and so forth with him. Scott Boddicker, thank you. Thank you to Jeffrey Stein, who just left here
Not me.
I think it was Andrew. He always
Andrew,
yeah. And finally, Jeff Stein, and then now we go to the very end of our show. It's a tradition now. We got to keep doing it. Here's Edward Berger to say goodbye by saying,
"That's all, folks."
Bye, everybody. Thanks. See you next week.
Thanks, Alex.
Okay.
Yep.
Bye-bye.